Australia, land of opportunity and sunshine.
Australia. It's so big, about the size of Europe, that we don't have time in one film to show you all of it. So we're going to show you some of it. Some of it. This is a small part of New South Wales. We'll be visiting Sydney and also Woy Woy, Wagga Wagga, Grong Grong and Gumly Gumly, which are a little less famous. However, we start our little journey 40 miles north of Sydney in a very small place indeed.
One divine halt, unknown in the annals of railway history. I'm here for one unique reason. I want to show you it. It starts here, and there's no ticket office, no porters, no gents, no ladies, and it finishes here. There's nobody here, there's nobody anywhere. There's only me waiting for a train. Now this isn't Aborigine for bench. This is the name of my hometown, Woy Woy. In Aborigine, it means deep water. Which Woy means deep and which means water, I will never know. And now, home.
But in the midst of all this, there's a little sanctuary I'd like to visit. It's a private garden that plays host to a huge variety of wildlife, most of which can only be seen in cages in England. In Australia, exotic wildlife is in abundance. But even round Woy Woy, the native flora and fauna are slowly being destroyed by dogs, cats and people introduced from Europe.
No, just a bit.
Wildwoods, as it is called, is the creation of a Mr. and Mrs. Hicks who built their own house and carved this garden out of a dense bush some 50 years ago, creating an oasis in a suburban desert.
Well, there's nobody in the Central Coast that I know of who's doing this sort of work. You're the only one.
And apart from that, we've got to worry about getting food all the time for them. You know, they eat about...
They eat the bread, the cheese, and I have the bread and fat.
It's unbelievable that a creature that size could actually put a whole human being down. Mind you, steamrollers can do the same, you know. Yes, and you can end up as a bookmarker.
We're near Wagga Wagga now with my old friend Bill Kerr, the actor. His friend, Bones Reinhardt, is driving us around the bush to see an old mate of his, Miracle Mackenzie, the drover. Look, that must be the bloke, isn't it, with the sheep up in the distance?
That's him. That'd be Miracle, I think.
Well, Miracle.
It looks like that's a mob of sheep.
Why do they call him Miracle, for God's
Because
sake?
he can commit miracles. That's him. That's Mackenzie.
Let's have a guess. I'll guess that there's about, let me see, about 1,000 head of sheep. How much would you say, Bill?
I'd say 1,500.
And you?
I reckon about 3,000, a bit over 3,000 myself. I mean, a rough guess.
Oh,
but it'd take that. Count the legs and divide by 4.
Well, count the horns and divide by 2. Oh, I tell you what, count their willies and divide by 1. Oh, look, he's got 4. I just noticed he's got 4 dogs with him.
Australian Kelpie.
Where were they bred down from? British farm dogs?
No, they come from dingoes.
Dingoes?
Yeah, they got the brain of a dingo and the intelligence of a white man, and they can do anything except talk, and they can't talk, but they won't.
Hey, you on there, Bones? All right, Miracle, where you going, man? What are you doing out here? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a few yuppies. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got another nice figure there, son.
Yeah? Who's your friend?
Oh, a couple of rough nuts from Sydney, Spike Milligan.
Pleased to meet you.
Noel Mackenzie.
And
Good day, Mel.
Billy Kerr.
G'day, Mel. How you doing?
Oh,
I said you wouldn't talk to us without one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Bad
His name's Fred.
Fred, the dog.
Yeah, and
Good.
Black.
And
Blackie.
Blackie. What,
We were watching you coming up the road. I don't know how you do it without the dogs. You can't do it without the dogs, can you?
No, not really.
Good luck.
It's very nice of you to shout me a drink.
Well,
It's a bit hot out on these plains.
Never come to a drive without a pipe or a grog.
No.
Well,
it's
have you got a
hot.
couple of horses with you?
Always have two,
Well,
in case one goes wrong.
I see. Well, being Irish, I'd have three in case two go wrong.
Yeah.
How many you got in the mob, Jingle?
3,200.
I said 3,000, I said 3,000.
We were having a guess. I said there's 1,000 sheep there, and he says there's 3,001.
3,200. Going, just come up from Bouillon.
3,200.
Yeah, going
You were
out
nearer
to
than
Miranda.
Yeah.
Bones
I
was-
counted their feet and divided
You'd know
before.
that country Miranda, wouldn't you, Bill?
Oh, indeed.
Ah. What, are you just poking around, having a look around?
We were just having a look around the place. Somebody I'd never seen a sheep being drove. You see.
Never seen a sheep.
What do you do with them? I mean,
I just walk them,
along.
feed them.
Was you looking for fresh feed?
Yeah, this is fresh. I go through from here down and back out to Miranda, and then I might turn around and go up to Lachlan. The long paddock, they call this.
Well, it's a long paddock.
We just keep walking them.
And how many miles would you push them then?
I only do 4 or 5 mile a day.
I see.
You know,
Where's
I
like
only
at
do
these
4 or
flies,
5. I've been droving, since I was 13. Started droving. My dad was a drover.
A good drover, and with a good dog, will work them back and so the little sick fellas are getting up on the flush grass.
That's
there.
right. That's right.
droving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
good.
trying to get in touch with you for 4 days, and the only numbers we could get was pubs. I said, has he got a bloody home? He said, no, you get him at the pubs.
Yeah, right. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Bill.
Yes, you bet.
Hope to see you again sometime.
What a nice guy. Yeah. It talks very easy, I think.
Bill was the first Australian I ever met in Shepherd's Bush, London. Very apt in the circumstances.
Didn't this thing go any faster?
It's in. I can't find second bloody gear.
Let's see.
I had a foreman once called Singlet because he'd always on me back.
There's some lovely names here. Murrumbara. See, but that was all. We say it, but the Aboriginal says Murrumbara. Condobolin.
Oh, look, stop this bloody ridiculous accent.
Gumly Gumly.
Gumly means man with
I
big
can't
stick.
see it.
Wagga Wagga.
Getting wagger.
Mara Mara.
Murrumbara.
They're all double barrel names.
Mandarine.
Grong Grong. Narendra.
Thandigara.
Yes, they're beautiful, euphonious names.
Quindadeli.
Kawanindra.
Kanawindra.
Been along.
Beggar.
Looking for
Wantabadgery.
I'll tell you what. Out here, Jack Crawford was born out here. Jack Crawford had good cricketer, football, tennis player. Yeah, now he come from out here the back of Huron Creek. Now it's out near the Galore, near Boree Creek. Now I've got to get the right place for Jack Crawford. And there's Gaylong, Geelong, Currawarna. He never come. No, it's out there. It's in Moolong. He's near Moolong. Osborne, he's there. Ubandy, Woodward. It's not even in the map. That's where he come from.
Get out of the car,
Moolong. Right, don't get out. We're going now. Narandera, you've been all them places. Drong, Matong, Adelon.
I can't stand this any longer.
Area Park, West Wyalong, Dumbarton.
Anyway, these two decided they needed another drink to avoid a nervous breakdown. For some reason, we travelled 50 miles to get one.
Hey, we're getting into hilly country now, Spike. I used to be up this way with my dad in 1936.
Is this the foothills of the
Snowy Mountains.
Snowy Mountains?
Indeed it is. Right up here through Tumut, Tumbarumba, and then you're up into the big country.
I used to ride the bike up here when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Did you, Bones?
Yeah, I didn't ride the bike up here, but I used to ride the bike up here.
Ah,
There's supposed to be gold in this area, isn't it?
Yes.
indeed. 75,000 tons of gold was taken out of Adelong, and there were 8,000 people living.
So the place is much lighter now, is that what you're saying?
That's
there a rush?
Roads back. No, steady flow.
A steady flow. I used to know steady flow.
Oh, was she a great
I
girl?
went out with her mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steady flow.
Bar in Cessnock, right?
New South Wales.
Yeah. So the rules are that it shuts down at 6 o'clock, right? So all the blokes who are working there, they only get half an hour's drinking time, right? So what they've done is, it gets so crowded, you can book 18 inches of the bar. You can book 18 inches of the bar. But if you leave it to go to the dunny, another bloke takes it over. So what they've done They put a whole row of piss tubs along the front of the barrier like this. You see the blokes just going there. They're going this at the same time. And they got taps. You wash away taps. The tap keeps coming along and turning the taps on like this. Yeah,
running water.
Yes, my God, it must be.